It's Wednesday, my dudes, and I'm not Jshot because he's away on vacation. I don't know how he has this much energy to do this every week, but tonight's guest has been turning a few heads in the toy community. So grab a seat, knock off your socks as we welcome Toy.Blocks to the show with a special guest, host of Cheynee 180 from Toy Migos. Machu, cue that intro.
That was great. That was great.
Oh man, my throat almost my voice almost cracked when I shouted Wednesday. I was like, oh no, it's gonna go, it's gonna go.
No way. You had it. You held it down.
Yeah.
You got the high pitches in there. It was perfect. It was perfect.
Thank you. Thank you.
Couldn't ask for a better performance. That was great. Figure of Jshot. Yeah.
Crackhead energy.
Yeah. It's Wednesday, my dudes.
So how are you, Cheynee?
Oh, I'm good. I'm good. I'm excited to be here. This is awesome. I've got some rather big shoes to fill today, but I feel fairly confident that we'll hold it down. We'll make Jshot proud.
Yeah.
Good. It'll be good.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
2 weeks away.
Yeah. Yeah.
2
Yeah,
weeks.
no, literally, what is it? If I'm not mistaken, I might be an hour off. I think I'm spot on. Usually preview night kicks off at 5.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
So in exactly 2 weeks from now, preview night will be kicking off.
Yeah. I don't have preview night, but we're gonna be having a show at the content house, putting that content house to good use.
Yes.
And then that's gonna roll right into the TPC with the Toy Daddies. So that should be fun. I also gave them the link, so if they pop in,
Oh, lovely.
Yeah. So
awesome. Love them Toy Daddies.
Yeah.
The daddies of the toys.
Yeah, check them out. I believe 8:45. I don't know if they changed it to 9 on the Toy Pick Community YouTube channel.
I'm just surprised that they're all going to be sharing one bed. Like, that surprised me. They're like, we're just going to take one bed. And I was like, are you sure? And they're like, yeah, no, we're all good.
I mean, I guess we'll have to give them some extra pillows, right?
Yeah, probably. I mean, I could see sleeping next to Yimbo all night being very comfortable. So
yeah. Just have to blast the AC.
Yeah. Yep. It'll all be good. Just throw a little fan in there. They'll be all comfy. It'll be great. It'll be great. Heck yeah.
So Cheynee, you mind doing the honors of checking in with the chat?
Yeah. Let's go ahead and do this. I don't have powers on here, so I'm gonna have to do it from my phone if you guys don't mind. But let's go ahead and kick it off here. Let's say what's up to everybody. Be sure to hit that thumbs up. Share with your friends if you've not already. And without further ado, we've got Ender Shadow is in the house. What's up, Carl? We got Toy Rensu. What is up, Toy Rensu? How you doing today? Maz Toy Box. What's up? Dom. What is up, Dom? How are you today? Hello there, he says.
We'll be seeing him there too at San Diego.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Just got some stuff from Toy.Blocks last week. Nice.
Yeah.
We got Josh Brown. Yo, happy Wednesday. And he's got the Yoko slapping hands, high tens. Very nice. Darth Primus. What's up? What is up, Darth Primus? We've got Toy.Blocks in here. Interesting. Maybe we'll see more of him. Toy Addict 17. What's up, fellas? Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday to you too. The Collection Nexus is here. We've got Cal the Collector. What's up?
You missed no chewing.
Oh, I missed the Chewy.
Yeah.
What's up, Chewy? I didn't see you in there, but I see you now. Cal the Collector. What's up between two Sentinel crew, Toy.Blocks and Kevin Owens? Lovely. NJ Tree, hello. We've got Greg, formerly Brute Scale. Peekaboo. Nice. Nice. The Real Comrade. Year. That's multiple messages, so it's not just me making weird noises at the end. There's Chewy again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's 9 now. Okay. Perfect. So we end at 9 and then go right into that and to the Fallen Fett Chronicles.
Yes, the Fallen Fett Chronicles. I may crash the party over there. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. I may make appearance too.
Oh, right. All right.
Maybe. We'll see.
Do it.
And then I think to round it off, we got Diggs Figs.
Ahoy, ahoy. What's up, Diggs Figs?
Oh, man. You excited to bring in our guest?
Yeah, let's go ahead and do it.
Wait, hold on. Wait a second.
Oh, no.
I'm going to bring in the proper Jshot.
It's Wednesday, my dudes. Oh my god, that's just as good. It might as well be me.
That's how I did the intro.
That's perfect. It's perfect.
Yeah.
It's
Perfect
perfect.
time. Perfect
Perfect.
time because we're about to bring in the guest.
Oh,
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Oh, good. It's it literally just I was like signing in and it just started raining here and I was like, oh, this will be great. The audio will be perfect for me to sign in. So
It gives you that wonderful background crackle. It's great.
yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
It's great. So
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
So
All right.
All right. So let's welcome our guest, Toy.Blocks.
hey, Toy.Blocks.
I'm Batman.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Our guest is Batman. I'm
No,
sorry.
hey, what's up? How you
Oh,
guys
Toy.Blocks.
doing? I love this thing. It came with the comic or whatever. It's so good, though. How you guys doing?
I was about to be like, oh, Toy.Blocks, you missed Batman.
I got the shirt, too.
Oh.
I'm matching, almost. I'm going all in today for DC. All right? But I'm between two Sentinels. I don't know. I don't know. How you guys doing?
Good.
Good to hear. Good.
Doing great. How are you?
Hey, I'm doing pretty good. I'm tired. I woke up at like 3 a.m, but besides that, I'm pretty good.
Well, that's considerably very well. You're on the East Coast, I assume.
Yes, I'm on the East Coast. I'm from Florida.
Okay, so yeah, you're doing very well if you got up at 3 a.m. this morning.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yep. Grinding.
Yeah. Whew.
Working on all those orders.
Working on all the orders. I actually just got all of the supports cleaned off all the walls. So it's looking real good. And I got to say, there's like 30 walls there in total or something. It's insane.
Heck yeah.
So how did you come up with the name Toy.Blocks?
The name comes from my original tag on Twitch TV. I'm known as Block by Block. That's my first tag. I started as a Minecraft streamer like 12 years ago. I started designing worlds for people. So people would come to me who own big servers, YouTubers, people like that. They'd say, hey, I want to get a server that's set up with these mini games and put artwork in there like this and that. So I would go in and I would freestyle build all the stuff and everything. And, I got a ton of pictures I could show you guys if you ever wanted to see. But, it's Minecraft. Some people just hate it because it's Minecraft, and I never really played it normal. I only did the building stuff and I got paid a lot of money to do it for a long time and everything. So
Nice.
the name comes from that, so when I decided to really start doing, anything with toys, because that's my true passion, I just always been a collector and I made dioramas and everything. I just figured Toy.Blocks was a cool way to do it. And also, on Instagram, everything was the little block. So,
Nice.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, and it works out, especially with the grid,
Works out. Yeah, exactly.
That's awesome.
Jshot, you have any questions while you're here?
Yeah, why is it raining? I can't hear over the rain.
Welcome to Florida, my man.
Yeah.
In the summer, it's every other day, and soon there's gonna be a hurricane warning. They come out of nowhere like typhoons, okay?
Oh,
Hey, and shout out to everybody in the chat. Zombie Barricades, Lexus, Jose, the real comrade, Lexita. How you guys doing? Holding it down. Thank you for coming by.
Nice.
No, man. No, I actually, you know,
Oh no, he muted himself.
you muted
happening.
yourself.
I was
okay.
There you go.
I do that all the time.
Yeah, no, dude, I'm excited. I'm actually excited to go back and watch this. Yeah, dude, I'm excited that we got you on here. And I know that Cheynee's gonna hold it down for me here. So, and Matsu, you know, Matsu does it every week, so he knows what he's doing. But yeah, dude, I'm excited to hear.
Trying to hold it down.
You know, hey, you guys do your thing, and hey, I won't be here to say this later. So everybody, be proud of yourselves and go make some content. And I'll catch you on the next. I'll catch you on the next one. Later,
Later.
peace.
All right.
Hey, be easy, man.
Bye,
Nice
bye.
meeting you.
Bye.
That's a cool guy. What a great guy.
Right?
Yes.
You guys are holding it down over here. Between two Sentinels, a little Batman cream filling in there. You know what I mean?
Speaking of
Oh, yeah.
Sentinels, one of the first things that I picked up was this Sentinel head, which
I
came
love
out
that.
awesome, dude.
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah. Thank you for the support on that. I really appreciate that. Thank you.
I got to get a second one for my co-host because he was like, "You got
and
yourself one." Now
for
you
the
need
other one, I can either flip it to the other side, or there's a few different damaged heads, so we could do a completely different one if you wanted to get one next to it. You know, so
Okay.
you know, theoretically, any one from the throne could be scaled up big. You know, that size,
Yeah.
human head size, roughly. So.
Wow. That's awesome.
And I like how you threw in these lights too, so you could put that. It fits right in the eye socket, right?
Those lights are actually really dope for toy photography. Those are balloon party lights. You buy them for $10. You get a box of like 50 of them. No joke. Like, it's amazing. You can just set up a whole scene with a million lights everywhere. You know, it's nice. They're really convenient, and you can easily change the batteries out of there, you know, without having to buy a new box. And it's crazy to think about.
Yeah, they come. What is it? You could like put them in the balloons if you wanted to, and all that, right? I messed around with those a couple times.
And right now, I'm looking for a way to incorporate those into the builds with a more basic button feature. Right now, you pull the tab out, the light turns on. You put the tab back in. You know, it turns it off. It's very basic and stuff. But I feel like it's the start. You know, I've never gotten into the electronics part of things, only really, designing the other, the 3D part of it and everything, doing that kind of stuff. But I do have my friend Rusty, who's running the international part of Toy.Blocks for me now. So if anybody across the world can order, his printers are dedicated to making the stuff. And he knows how to do the electronic stuff. So I got him making light kits for me now. And hopefully by the time we get that Fantastic Four car rolling out, we'll have some lights in it.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And this is the other piece that I got too, which I have to thank you, because this Doom was just sitting in the box and now it just stays in the throne.
Man, yeah. Even I don't really have like a throne of my own, so to speak, because I'll have like 10 at a time, but then they'll all sell out, and my Doom just goes from throne to throne, because I just keep him sitting in the pose and he just moves along. But I love that figure, and that throne, man, is one of my most favorite prints and innovation model. And his team, they're just amazing. They're amazing artists, and got the Fantastic Four car. I think it's backwards on there, but you know what I'm saying. Got
That's
the
awesome.
put all the
so good.
color on all the little gadgets. So this, I didn't glue anything down on this one yet, so I could just take that right out. But yeah, I go through and just click on every little thing, and put a color on it. And, I could color every button, but I feel like it's more comic book like if you just kind of do a few of them here and there, and that's what really, motivated me to do that. And
That was really good.
With my printers, I had one that could do 8 colors at a time, but I took one of the machines and I put it on one of the other printers, so I would have 5 that put out color instead of 4 that put out color, with 4 on the 4 and then 8 on the 1. So that's how it works. When you buy a bamboo printer, you get a thing called the AMS, and the AMS puts out 4 colors at a time. And if you get another AMS, that's another 4 colors added on, going all the way up to 16 colors. So,
oh wow,
printing in color now, baby. We in the future.
That's so cool. I feel yeah. My printer only prints 1. So
it's gonna be so crazy to see like what people are gonna be able to do with those in like 10 years. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Who knows, man? Who knows? They got the printers that make stuff under sand. Have you ever seen that?
Yes, I've seen that.
It like rises up out of the sand. Like, I don't know, man. We're living in some crazy ass times, man. It's insane.
Yeah.
But the game has changed, though. The game has changed now that I'm here. I mean, people will always do foam art, right? People will always do foam art. But now with what I'm doing on a large scale with plastic and everything, you have things that are more durable. They're going to last 50 to 100 years. I'm sorry, any eco people out there, but that's what it is. Hopefully you take good care of it and pass it on. Hopefully it's worth passing on. And that's a big thing, that I think about when I create things, because, I don't want to leave, a huge footprint here. But the fact is, I don't have any kids or anything like that. So, that not to excuse what I'm doing, making things out of plastic, but, I love action figures, and unfortunately they're not made out of wood. So,
well, I think from the other perspective is you're an artist. These are your pieces of art. You know what I mean? Like you're bringing something to the table that you're definitely leaving a mark with what you're doing. Like, I was looking at some of your pieces on IG and everything, and they're absolutely stellar.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, you're leaving an imprint of an artist, in my personal opinion, at least. Like, I think it's awesome.
Yeah, even if I don't personally sculpt something, if it's something that I have my 2 cents on, I tell innovation exactly how I feel about everything, from the pieces on it to, everything about it. Like, for instance, when this chair was first designed and we had this thing, he can't print it out in real time and see. I printed it out, and I mean, it was falling over because the balance, this part here, was further up here, so it didn't balance correctly. And I just, tell them, hey, look, if this thing, is moved back, then we got better balance on there, for instance, just a small thing like that. And we just bounce ideas back off of each other constantly and just talk about cool things that could be made, because like I said, the game has changed now with these printers. I'm printing out accessories that are massive, huge things. And to be honest, you got all these designer diorama makers, these people that charge $700, $800, $1,000 for a diorama. If I pay $1,000 for a diorama, that shit better take up a whole wall. You know what I mean? Like, it better be beautiful and amazing at the same time. And I do love the foam work. And that's what I come from. Everything I learned comes from Al Figures, and he's a tremendous YouTuber. If you guys don't know him, go follow him.
I have a couple of his pieces. Yeah, he
is like my Obi-Wan. All right. if let's just say I was Anakin, the chosen one, he is like Obi-Wan, and Bob the Odd is like Qui-Gon Jinn, because luckily, I know Bob the Odd, too, is my good friend as well. And I met him after Al Figures just by chance. And I was just like, man, I know so much about you from Al, that told me and everything. And it was just such a cool experience. And we bonded instantly, talking about figures and dioramas and everything. And, we got like a little family thing, I feel like. So, but
no, I mean, those are once again, I mean, those are two amazing artists as well. Like, I mean, it's
Oh yeah, they're tremendous. Honestly, they're some of the best in my opinion. And everything I learned from like my dry brushing techniques that I use on that all comes from their videos. So you could really learn how to use the foam like them and just make amazing stuff. And that diorama in the background with the Doom there, that's one I made out of foam. It does have a few 3D printed parts like the windows and the window seals underneath, and of course the throne. But still, you know, that's the first time I made archways with foam, using thin pieces and then just bending them in the cuts. And that was like a huge deal for me, you know, figuring out how to do something like that and just making the next piece bigger and then bending it like that. And, you know, so I spent a long time making dioramas traditionally, you know, even though they never blew up. I never had, you know, big time photographers messaging me saying, oh, let me get one of those. It's not like it is right now with the plastic and everything. But
right.
The plastic is just such a great thing because like the way you can just reproduce something for someone, you know, if somebody says, oh man, I want this kind of diorama so bad. And that's really how that rooftop got designed. Was TMNT87, my boy Jay, he messaged me, and yeah, I'm sure you guys know Jay. He reached out to me and he said, yo, Blocky, can you make me a really nice rooftop? You know, I had an artist and he was working on it, but he got sick and he can't complete it. And right when he said that, you know, I had already been talking to Innovation about a model of rooftop design that we were looking at previously, you know, just some inspiration shots. I was saying, oh, we need to do something like this and, you know, have the ornate design on it and everything. And, you know, that would really be something. And literally like a day later, he hit me back with a preview and I said, oh, wow, that's something. And I showed Jay, he liked it. And, I mean, within like a week, I had it to him sent and everything. So, and I told him straight up, I said, you know, this is, you know, a project for you, but it's really for everybody too, you know. And that's the sweet thing about making dioramas on a computer, digital, being able to print them out. If somebody really loves something, you can get it to them just like they see it, you know.
Well, you could also change the scale. Like say someone, you know, they're really holding on to the 3 3/4 inch stuff with like
exactly. Yeah, I know. I've been thinking about that so much recently with them new Joy Toy Ninja Turtles coming.
Yep.
And the sewer scene that we also have designed and everything. That one comes in multiple different chunks, but they're so cool and everything because you can really rearrange them as a long tunnel, as just like the end of a tunnel. And I can actually go mobile here too. I heard my mom come in. I didn't want to walk out there when she was here. Not that I don't love my mother or anything. You know, she's great. But yeah, no. But I don't know how to flip this camera around. But yeah, no, this is the design right here. And this, I just printed this one the other day, and this is the corner you can see. So this will follow around the ground level here. And this is still missing a lot of stuff like the pipe work that goes along the top and everything. And you could put more of this chunk here going back so the tunnels are super long.
Wow.
And I mean, this is going to be all underneath the buildings. You know, I don't know how well you guys can see it because I flipped the camera around.
Oh, no, I can see it. Fine. Yeah.
Oh, that's my mean bar right there. Hey, she's a little chipipple. Half pitbull, half chihuahua right there.
Oh.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, so this is I just can't wait until this is gonna get out there. And I was telling Machu earlier, I said, man, it's just sometimes it's hard to keep up with all the dope shit that we're coming up with, like, you know, because you want to make it for a lot of people, you know what I'm saying? Like I have these Sentinel thrones, magneto thrones ready to go, right? But see, the thing is, with the very first design that you see in the Instagram reel, the head that is right next to him on the left side there was one that I just took when it was whole, and I broke it with a hammer because I just felt like it needed something right there, you know, as my personal thing. I just felt like it was a little empty there. So I broke a helmet, you know, a Magneto or a Sentinel head, and I broke it with the hammer. So it was super hard for me to reproduce that again and again. Yeah. So I had to go ahead and put this on the computer and just chunk it out the best way that I could. You know what I mean? And I finally got that figured out. There's another, like, here's a design right here that didn't work out. See, and I was thinking like, oh, you know, maybe put that on both sides. You know, if it looked too symmetrical, would that be bad? You know, like if it was like that and had the coils wrap around and everything, both sides. And, you know, I might do one like that. But that's the cool thing about this, is being that it's battle damaged, that there's so many heads. Even after I start selling this thing, I can start selling the little heads individual, so people can stick one here or there, or have some laid out in front of the thing. You know, there's a ton of options. But yeah, literally like 2 days ago, I came up with this, and it fits perfect. So that's gonna be the one.
I love modular stuff. Like I love when I can like pull pieces apart and kind of rearrange them how I want, or if I'm going for a certain look in a picture, I'm like, what if I do this and this? Or, you know, you can utilize like stuff that you already have that like you would be used for something else for a different use completely. Like I love the ability to be able to do that.
Yeah, and I was telling Machu earlier as well that some of the pipes that come with this, they're just little basic pipe work. I haven't been gluing them to the door part or anything, so people can really put them wherever they want. And it's just, while it is just a very basic thing, it is, like you're saying, a modular thing you could use on all over this or on a completely different thing, you know? So I like stuff like that too, big time.
Yeah. No, that's absolutely awesome, man. Like I love that sewer connection to the building thing you got going on there. That's absolutely amazing.
Yeah, and you can rearrange it however you want, you know. So I'm sure you can see the breaks in it and everything, and it lines up very clean too. It's just this table is a fold out one, so it's, you know, you get the bends in it and everything, but it really does line up very nice on a flat surface and everything. And what I'm working on now is I'm actually going to ask my carpenter buddy to build me a custom table for this that is exactly at the height coming up out of wood, just the frame of it. So I can go ahead and I can have this at the street level of these buildings all the time, and build the road out of foam and everything, or the sidewalk out of foam, and then let it carry on to the road here. So
that's what's awesome too, is I think we're going to be seeing a lot more of that in the future, the cross connection of like foam pieces with 3D printed pieces. Like I remember a few years ago, people were talking about like, yeah, I'll get the windows 3D printed because it's easier. Like handcrafting that stuff like out of foam or what is it, balsa wood or whatever, is a nightmare.
I did that out of balsa wood too, and it was a pain, man.
Right there. Look at that. I mean, that's foam and that's wood. You know, this is all a window that I made here. I was making this barber shop. It was turning out pretty cool and everything. But yeah, it's exactly how we're talking about, really traditional style. And then I did, I had the first printer I got was a resin 3D printer. So that's when I started adding little details. But seeing Recco's stuff, you know, from way back in the day, because I mean, I've been around looking at toy pictures for like 10 years on Instagram, you know, so I know who the major players are and everything, you know, and I would always look at his dioramas and think like, man, that's so good. And I know this is 3D printed, but I wonder, does he use a little brick layer in between a foam? Because brick on foam, just, it looks so natural. You can really manipulate it and put the texture on it that makes it look authentic, you know, especially mixed in with the paint, and it looks good. But you also see that, you know, printed out, it can be done. You know, it's
That looks
not an
good.
impossible thing. So if people want to doubt, or if they want to say, oh no, you know, 3D printed will never be as good as foam, like, bro, you are fucking tripping if you think that. I'm sorry if you can't say the F word on here.
It's all
My
good.
bad.
It's all good.
My bad. But yeah, no, it is really the thing. And you know, I'm gonna be hooking people up. I mean, my store is, I'm trying to keep it as, you know, as good with the price as I can. You know, like, I know what it's like to buy a diorama, $500, $600, and have, like, you know, thin little walls and just, you know, something that's nice, but you feel like, oh man, I should get way more for my money type thing, you know?
Right.
So I want to treat people the way I want to be treated when I buy shit, because I mean, look, I have so many cases of figures and
Yeah.
toys
Yeah.
in my house, my bedroom. Look at that mountain. Look at that mountain. That's fucked up, man. Look at that closet. Look at that. Look under the bed. I didn't set this shit up. This is my life, man. It's fucked up. It's fucked up, but this is how I'm living. I'm sorry.
We're all like
I'm
that.
sorry.
We're all like that.
Yeah.
I know we're all like that. The true collectors are really like that.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's a toy mess, but it is what we love, right?
Hey, to be fair, your display behind you is beautiful, by the way.
Yeah.
You got the lit up cases with all the figures in there. That's awesome just as well. Like,
So good.
Yeah, I still am figuring out these shelves. I'll probably put the Transformers from here over there. But yeah, it's a mess in here too.
Real Comrade says it's perfectly normal. Perfectly
Yeah.
normal.
yeah, perfectly normal. Exactly.
But yeah, these are IKEA Billies with
Okay.
Oxford doors.
Oh,
And
nice.
they actually have a door that is more glass too. I didn't know until after I had bought these,
Mm-hmm.
but the one that's probably more glass, I forget what it's called. It's really nice too. So, you know, especially for like a toy display, it would be amazing.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And but I'm sure somebody knows what it's called.
Yeah, I can't think of the name of it right now, but I know exactly what you're talking about.
We gotta have some IKEA nerds in here. They love that place, I swear.
Yeah.
got
Mario's
good
been
shit,
kinda
man.
telling
I don't
me
know.
to get the Billy.
Mm-hmm. The Billy's nice. Like, I've got 3 of the D-tops back here.
Mm-hmm.
With like some shelving next to them that matches, all from IKEA.
Yeah, that's a
But-
nice setup. It is. Do you got lights in the detox? I can't really see right there.
No, I don't have
No,
it
not
lit
yet?
up. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I'd eventually one day I'd like to get it lit up, so that would be cool.
Yeah.
But
It adds a lot. It adds a lot when you add
Oh, yeah.
lights finally.
yeah.
You know, because for a long time, for many years, I didn't get no lights. And then when I did, it just set it off for me. I said, oh my God, you know, I just
What have I
I
been
had to
doing
do
with
it,
my
and-
life?
it'll be something though when you do add them in there, you know. It'll be like
Yeah.
the what you know, like in a refresher type thing, you know, like you got your collection so long, but just adding lights is almost really like adding new shelves, you know, or
Yeah.
changing the display in a way.
Yeah.
Because it really does, man. When the light hits the figures and they're so bright and they just show up, it's really something, you know.
Heck
If
yeah.
your room is clean, mine is a total mess right now, but you know, it's how we're living, huh?
Yeah, no, I've got a little thing right here as well that looks similar to a couple boxes and stuff, and I've got some stuff over here as well. So don't feel alone. You're not alone at all.
Thank goodness, man. Thank goodness.
When I did my collection room, I did the shelves. I used to stream from there, but I don't stream from there anymore because it's the air conditioner's in this room. So I'd rather stream here where it's cooler. But like when I did those shelves, I also had to do the lights, but I had to learn a new skill, and I had to solder the wires. And that was
man. Yeah, I
Yeah.
skip that. I go right for the plug-in kind. I don't even mess with the solder kind.
yeah. That was well. I learned a new skill out of that, so that was good.
Yeah, that is good
Yeah.
though. That is good. And I'm gonna have to eventually learn that when I get into the lights and everything,
Yeah.
because it'll probably require that, you know.
Well,
And
the key thing to that is always make sure to heat up the wire a little bit 1st, because once you do that, the solder just kind of absorbs to the
It
hot
just takes
wire.
it in.
Yeah.
yeah, I have researched it a little bit and seen it, and I have my buddy tried to explain it to me a few times as well, and he's like, "It's so easy, you can do it," and I'm like, "I don't know," but with the foam, a solder iron or whatever is a tool that I would use for doing like
Oh, yeah.
landscape, organic designs and everything, like the rocks and stuff. Those are really great for making the DBZ style rocks, with them thick cracks in coming up. And
Texture.
speaking of which, I don't know if you guys seen that, but for a while I was planning a huge DBZ print, and I have it, in the wings, but it's not fully done. But this was being designed right here with a DBZ light box in it, so the ground will have the DBZ sign. It'll say Dragon Ball Z in the normal logo, and hopefully it will be lighting up. And this is a terrain piece right here. Now, when we first made it, it was like one build plate size. So it was like, the size of this gray square right here. And I was like, man, it's so sweet, but it's just got to be bigger. So I made it like 5 plates big, and then I just hooked it together, and it's not painted or anything like that. And I started to put a little stuff on it, and then I was like, oh no, I'm not going to do this right now. But when this thing is painted and it has the real grass and everything on it, it's going to be something.
Oh yeah, it'll look real nice.
And that'll be the first Dragon Ball Z piece too. Hopefully we'll get something scaled down to be like D12 size, because a lot of DBZ collectors, they do the D12s. There's a Sentinel head right there that is not damaged, and hopefully we'll have these pretty soon too.
Old Grumpy Nerd has a comment. My wife during the walkthrough, don't even think about that.
Oh no. No, he's getting grounded tonight.
Yep. Let's all turn it off now. Turn it off.
By the way, the link to his Etsy store is on the description. So
yeah, and it's really easy to remember too. Toy.Blocks.store, really easy.
Nice.
And if you're in the US, then it takes you to my end. If you're an international and you type it in, then it should take you to my brother's store. And his store only has like 2 or 3 things right now: the Doom Throne, the Xavier chair, and the Kang timeshare. But soon he will have all the stuff. So he just got to print it and work his way up like I did. I was like, I'll get you 2 or 3 printers, and that's it, buddy. You start from there. I started with 1, So I funded that stuff. So
that's awesome though, man. That's way awesome.
Yeah,
it's getting crazy. I got my buddy that I grew up with coming over tomorrow. He's an artist. He actually drew this picture on the wall. He's like one of the few people I would say, oh, that's my big brother, but his name is Chris also. That's my name. But he drew this and colored it and everything. And he's just a great artist, from growing up. And I sent him a message. I said, man, I got a lot going on right now. I could really use your help painting some things. And he's coming over tomorrow. So hopefully I'll have like my first official employee, painting and everything. And then if that happens, things will get made much quicker, because I'm just one dude, and man, I make shit quick, man. I make it quick and I ship it quick. But like I said, there's only so many hours in a day just being one person. As soon as a print's done, I got to take that off. I got to process it, get the stuff off of it, clean it up, make it look good, put it together if it needs to be put together, paint it all black if I got to paint it all black, dry brush it the first color to see the details and everything, and then really paint it, So I mean, it's a massive process for everything. But I love toys and I love accessories. So I mean, it never gets old to me, and
so So if you wouldn't mind, would you mind walking us through like the process, like from basically concept to design to print to paint?
Yeah. For a concept, pretty much the Fantastic Four started as just the idea because maybe I don't know if it was the Fantastic Four movie specifically being announced or if it was the leaked Deadpool image of the car. I don't know if you've seen it, the Fantastic Four bathtub driving across the desert, and people are saying it's not even a real thing, but it still sparked our imaginations. And he sent me this picture of this, Fantastic Four tub, and it just, it was this beautiful digital image that somebody had made, not him, just an idea, one you find on Google. And I was like, man, that is sweet. The sweetest thing about it, it had a stand kind of like the Razor Crest, to where it like lifted the car up at the side. And I was like, man, if we had that stand with it too, bro, that would be insane. I said, that would be an easy sell. I said, don't get me wrong. I said, that thing is ugly as fuck. And he's like, you don't like it? I was like, it's not that I don't like it. I said, it's just ugly as fuck. It's just such a plain thing. I said, I know you can make it look good. I said, I know I can add color to it and do all that. I said, but, still, it's such a thing. But to be honest, everybody has loved it, and I still think it's ugly, but I still think it's cool also. I like it. I like it a lot. And I can't wait to get it on the store, to be honest, because it's going to be something. People are going to love that. I want to have it on there for like 150 is my goal. So
to be fair,
you know what I'm saying?
Really clean. Like
it's pretty heavy. I mean, it's probably weighs like 3 or 4 full-size Doom Thrones. And so we don't have a base for it yet either, but we do have the new design. Originally, I thought I was going to have to get rid of the silver circles on the front because those add a ton of time. When we first design something, okay, the first process we do is we'll get an idea of whatever figure, we'll get it in hand, and that will be most likely on my end, and I'll get a piece of cardboard or whatever I can, a piece of paper, I'll put it around the figure, I'll make the most fucking ghetto looking diorama right there and say, look at this, and sometimes I'll put it on my phone and then I'll draw on it. I'll draw what should be there or what I see, and then I send it to him and he says, oh, okay, or he'll say, show me something. And then I'll draw on that little thing, and we just kind of bounce off ideas back and forth like that. He'll produce the 3D model, either him or his colleagues, he's innovation model is a few people that he works with. So, you know what I mean? They'll come up with something. They got organic sculptors. That's people that do like animals or faces. And then they got hard surface sculptors. That's people that do tables and, the things that can be done in like a CAD program. And they'll work up something. They'll send it to me. I'll put it in the Bamboo Studio and I'll look at it and I'll find out the best ways it can print. I'll find if there's any like problem areas right off the bat from looking at it. Like a problem area would be something like those circles, for instance, because while those are sweet and everything, if you left them as a white part, okay, on that thing, you see them right there at the beginning, you leave them white, sure, they're on there, but it takes away from the flair. But putting them on there, that adds a good 7 hours to just that front part, so you go from 12-hour print time to 19 hours, 20 hours, whatever it is exactly. It adds a lot of time. And when you could print it separate and it's literally 10 minutes instead of the 6 extra hours, and you plug it right on. So those things, when he sends me stuff, I push for those things hardcore because, he has a cults page that he sells the models on. If you have a 3D printer, you could go buy a lot of the work that I produce and you could try to produce it yourself, And that's the sweet thing about having a printer, man, is you can just make anything. And he sells his stuff on Cults at Innovation Model. If you guys want to go check it out ever, you can do that. But if you want to buy it already printed, you know, you can come to me. And that's something I like providing to people. And, you know, I spend a lot of time with this stuff. So
That's awesome though, because there's, you know, there's many options there. Like it's like
Yeah.
if you just want to try and print them yourself, you can do it and paint it yourself. Or if you want to go through you can get the final copy, and it's just like, okay, there's no trouble there. Like it's just like, okay, I order it and then you ship it out. Like
Right.
that's
and to be quite honest, too, I mean, for them to do that, it would be extremely expensive. Okay. So if you look at that car right there, it has blue, white, black, silver, yellow, red, green, and brown,
Mhm.
and clear and translucent. It has 9 colors. Okay. So if you were to buy those 9 colors there for $20 each, you know, you got a bill on your hands right there. More
Yeah.
than I'm selling that car for. Okay. So just the colors, if you wanted to actually make that thing yourself, you know, granted, you wouldn't use all of the color, you know, because it comes as a pound of a color, but you'd still have to buy it to use it, you know.
right.
So
Yeah.
I mean, you know, that's just something, you know, that you got to consider. And
Oh, for sure.
to even get to that point, you got to buy the printer before it, you know. So
Right.
but
Exactly.
yeah, if you already had that, if you already had the materials and everything, you got options. Yeah, exactly, like you said. So that's a good thing.
I mean, the same goes in if you're going to make your diorama with foam too. I mean, you got to go out, hunt the foam. You got to, you know, try and measure stuff out on your own. You've got to go buy the paints for it. You've got to, you know, depending on if you're utilizing magnets, search out the magnets. Like it's a whole process. Like it's a whole long process on either end. Like, you know, like designing it and then printing it out and painting it and everything. Like that's a whole process that takes a
It's
lot of time.
tremendous work. That's why I have crazy respect for people that stay in the foam medium, because you make one project and it really is like a unique piece of art. You know, it's
Oh, for
gone.
sure.
You know, for you to replicate that same thing again, you might make something that's like it. You might make something that's better than it. But for you to make the exact same thing again,
Not
it's
happening.
nearly impossible. Yeah,
Oh, it's not
exactly.
happening. Yeah.
You know, with that printer, I scroll through my phone, I hit print. I send them walls right over. I don't even sit down at my computer anymore. I just go right through my phone. Boom, boom, boom. Right how it goes, you know, and they go through every wall on that building right there is 10 hours. 10 hours, 20 minutes. The windows, I do a full plate of windows at a time. So that's 4 different windows. I think that's only about 4.5 hours roughly, you know, but to get that whole build right there, it's upwards close to 100 hours easy, you know. So
for
it's
sure.
It's up there. And
Yeah,
only
you can spend the 100 hours and buy all of the, you know, the filament or whatever it is for it for the 3D printer and buy the 3D printer, or you could easily just go through you and it takes
Right.
way less time because you're like, oh, there's a click and buy, and then I just wait for you to send it out. So yeah, it's really like a fluctuation of the skills that you've acquired and the time that you're putting into these things versus, you know, do I want to try and go at this on my own without knowing anything about it? Like 9 times out of 10, me personally, like I'm going to pay the
professional
that puts pieces out consistently that look good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's just where I'm at on it.
It's funny that Mario came in to the chat when you were saying that, because it's remember it was last year where I started painting some heads, and then he was inspired to paint some heads. But then he went down.
Man, I seen that rogue head you painted. I'm sorry to cut you off. That was great, man. You do a good job at that, man.
Thank you. I've
I
been
would
working on
never
that for a
attempt it.
while.
I would never attempt it. You did a great job on that one.
Thank you. But like when I started painting the heads, Mario was like, I want to paint some heads too. So then he was like, man, my printer's not that great. So then he went down another rabbit hole where he bought another printer, and then he still had to buy the files. You know what I mean? It's when you say, oh, I could do that, there's also other costs that you're not thinking
Right.
of. Also, your
Right.
time.
Right. Time is a massive factor. Like
Right.
for me, time is a massive factor because I don't have a whole lot of free time to be able to like dial in this stuff or figure it out. So it's like 9 times out of 10, it's like, I'll buy something like this that's on the screen right now. It's like, I can just do that. It shows up. I set up the camera and I start taking pictures.
Right.
You know?
And to be honest, I feel like that's how a lot of adult toy collectors are. You know, I mean, you got the creative types, of course, and they do their thing, but the majority of adult collectors are people that have a job, they make money, they spend money, you know what I mean? They have a real life, you know what I'm saying? They don't have time to do the art end of it and everything that they do. So yeah, that's something I definitely think about, those people when I'm producing stuff. That's exactly who I'm trying to make things for, is people like you, people that don't have the time to do it. And I want to provide you with something that is impressive, something that you could just set on the table. And if your friends or family came over, they would say, holy shit, what is that? You know, you not even know it. If it's a water tower or a building, it just looks so real from how it's painted and everything, to be like, damn, wow, that's pretty cool, you know? And I feel like something like even like that rooftop could go on a bookshelf between some books, you know? And honestly, with how the roof is, you could put them on the roof in between the fence on the side, you know? So I mean, it's really up to you, and that's just I'm trying to appeal to people like you and myself, you know, because I buy a lot of stuff like that and I love stuff like that. I have a massive collection. I've been collecting for so long, but I love display pieces like backgrounds and little accessories. I collect accessories too, you know, not just figures, but the parts and everything that they drive me crazy. You know, I love that shit.
Yeah, no, there's no way that you wouldn't with the collection that you have there.
Man, I got these little what is this, mini brand KFC recently. I don't know if you guys seen these. These are so good, man. Look at this. Looks like real Coke in there. Just about to drink that shit, you know? But no, they're so good, man. And the one thing that sucks about these is they come in a plastic capsule that they expect people to just throw away. But I never throw these away because I'm an artist. I use these things for my paint. So, you know, I just have a massive stack of them. I put paint in there and, you know, just find a way to use them. And I thought about, man, you could put them in dioramas too, you know, foam ones or something as a rooftop or a wall piece or something. And,
you
know, that's what
be like, what is it? Dome lighting. And
dome lighting. Exactly. The white would put out the light very nice from there too. Yeah.
So diffuse the light.
Yep.
Exactly. Yep. Yeah.
So Mario says,
go ahead.
Mario says printing is the future of diodes, even if not fully printed, definitely mixed media.
Yeah.
So we got
like I said, the game has changed now because I don't know, I'm getting the coverage that is up there. You know, my Instagram has been blowing up lately. It's almost at 60K people reached in the last 30 days or whatever.
That's awesome.
You know, normally it's like 5K at the most, you know, and so being up to 60K, a ton of people are seeing everything and a ton of people are buying stuff. So I really appreciate that. If you buy something from the store, thank you so much for supporting it. I really am very grateful. And if you buy something on the store and you see something and you just don't got that little extra bit of money, just hit me with a DM. If you bought something before, I will guarantee give you a code, 15% at least. You know, for a lot of these photographers, I've been busting them off with 30% codes and everything. And, you know, I'm already trying to sell stuff at a bare minimum. So, I mean, on some of these things, you know, I make no money on, but that doesn't matter to me, you know, because I love what I do and I'm good at what I do. So I make money other places to make up for that. You know what I mean? So if I'm sending stuff out for free, or if I'm giving somebody such a good deal that's where I'm not even making anything, it doesn't even matter, you know, because if I get to see pictures with that work that I was a part of in there, that's enough for me, you know, because I love toys and I love toy photography. So, you know, and you could see that, you know, there's a lot of people I feel like get into it maybe for the media part of it or this and that. You could just tell that they're not as genuine as you are, you know, if you've been in it forever, you know, you're like, man, why is this guy hyping this figure up that just fell apart on me or whatever, you know, whatever your gripe is, you know, there's a million different things. And, yeah, I don't know. I love figures and I just want to make cool shit for people. That's all, you know. So
I want to say, like, I was put onto you, I think it was around the time of X-Men 97 when that was airing, because I saw you, like, I'm in a lot of group chats, but like a lot of the group chats were sharing the Sentinel, the Magneto throne with the Sentinels. So like I saw that and I was like, okay, I kind of want that. And then I saw, like, you know, just the Sentinel head, the Doom throne, and like bits and pieces. I'm like, all right, I gotta buy something from this dude. These things look amazing. And then like I saw the picture, like the turtles on the rooftop. I'm like, I hope he puts that for sale, because I would totally get that.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I can't wait for you to get it, man. I can't wait. It's gonna be perfect, trust me.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I'm looking at it too myself as it's on the screen right now. I'm just like, that's so cool. It's so cool. It came out so nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is the one that I designed for Black Symbiote, and I sent that to him already. And man, I was so worried that thing was going to cost an arm and a leg to ship, because the box is massive. It's like a computer, you know, the computer tower. It's huge, you know. What is it? Just normally, the thing stands 11 inches tall, and then with two sides, that would be 18 inches long. So that's the size it is, up 11, across 18, squared. So, you know, it's a big piece, to say the least. It's almost as big. That's a full-size piece of foam right there. So if you cut foam before, that's dab in the middle, you know, just for the balance. So I put that on my spinning wheel. That's exactly how big it is. That'll give you an idea. It's a nice, hefty size.
That's massive.
That's the full set, right? So that's 2 halves or 4 corners, right?
4 corners deluxe, yeah. And I call it deluxe because I include the baby water tower on there, and the door, and those pipes. And the pipes actually weren't even in the pictures I noticed on the Etsy, but people will get those as well. So
okay, cool.
And hopefully we're going to be making some little smokestacks too, but you know, maybe that will be like an accessory kit or something on there, you know, because they're not made yet.
And they connect with magnets, right?
This one, no, there is no magnets on here.
Okay.
It's just 2 solid halves, and I mean, they're so big and strong and sturdy, they really could just sit right on top of each other. Okay. You could put probably at least 30 figures on the roof level, which is, you know, there's 2 pieces. You could probably put at least 30 figures on each part if you wanted to, you know, and it wouldn't even bend down. I mean, it's very strong. That's awesome. So this is what I'm talking about right here. You know, if you were to, if you stacked it up, you'd have 2 of these. But these things are designed for magnets. But when I tried to use magnets in here, they would never fit, even when I had him adjust the hole and everything. And I felt like that was because the plastic just changes, you know, it kind of expands or shrinks a tiny bit.
Yeah.
And every one, if I did want to use magnets, it would be a Dremel on every single one, multiple times, everywhere. You know, and honestly, when you stack these boards up, I mean, when you stack them up realistically, this isn't even with the crown fence part on. Okay. So 4 corners is 2 of these is a corner. So you'd have 8 of these would be the size. You know, this is what you're working with storing anyway. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, and that's without the crown too. So, I mean, you know, you get away with a little bit of space, but I mean, not by much, you know, say if you bought the 1 or whatever, and if you bought 2, then you could stack the 1 on top. And like I said, there's a lot of stuff could be stored on here just because the weight and everything, or the weight of the stuff on here. I don't really think it would affect it too much, you know. I
Yeah.
put a lot of stuff on here, just resting and everything and going through it all. And
Well, that's kind of the luxury of the 3D printed stuff. It's a lot more sturdy. Like you could probably drop some of it and it wouldn't break. Whereas like if it's foam, you're gonna dent the foam.
Right.
You know, there's a lot more sturdiness to it, and you can stack a lot more on there as well.
And I feel
Yeah.
like you can stand the figures a lot easier on something more solid than
Yeah.
like on foam, because I always find that like when I'm posing figures or I'm trying to balance them, I have a harder time trying to balance them on foam than something that's sturdy like plastic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think you guys will be pleasantly surprised.
True flat surface with the 3D print stuff. You know,
Yeah,
you got
the
that
true
nice
flat surface, and that's what you can really see that too going across. And man, I would notice that with my buildings that I would try to make this big out of foam, I would always have like a little lopsided angle to it or something, and you know, it was always so hard to get it perfect. I felt like, and you know, with this one, that was one of the first things I noticed. I was like, damn, that actually looks pretty okay. Like it works out.
Yeah.
And
well, it's laser lined right across. I mean, you could lay one of those boxes across the top of both of those.
Yeah,
and
you can
it's
make a
straight.
bridge.
Yeah.
in my stories, I had stacked this almost up to my roof. I don't know if you guys seen that one, but yeah, no. Before I sent out symbiotes, I put them all the way up. They went at least this high. So I mean, it was massive. It was like big steps coming down, you know. But I sent those ones out. I had these on there too, because these ones are ready to almost hit the paint and everything.
Yeah.
So these are getting ready to be put together. And that's another thing too. If you get a double roof set like that, I'm going to put it together for you and join it in the middle and do the best that I can to hide the seam, you know? So, but I promise that it's going to be so beautiful. You know, you won't want to put it away. You know, you'll put it on top of something in your house, and
Oh yeah, I'm
you
gonna
know,
display it.
and that's my thing too. I mean, because honestly, you know, I have so many dioramas and they're stacked up in here too. Like, you know, I have just so much stuff here. I mean, look, this is all foam, you know, it goes up to the roof and everything. And so it's quite crazy. I got some trees here that I made though.
Oh, those are nice.
Yeah. Those are made out of foam too, and hot glue I put on the outside. But those are pretty sweet. Little temple diorama here from back in the day. Really old school. This is like a terrain piece right here. I made I made one of these like these for Jay. You can see on there.
Oh yeah, that's really nice.
Yeah, thank you. But just try to make it look cool, and you know, something you would want to play with some GI Joes on.
Yeah.
Something else I have on my store is this prison. This thing is slept on. I'm not gonna lie. I've only sold one of these things ever, and this is so nice. This can just go right on your shelf like that. So put the figure in. You know, the back just comes right off. Got a little toilet on there.
Oh,
you know what I mean? Yeah. So you got a toilet in there. You got the little bed. But yeah, perfect for shield agents or anything. And man, it's a sweet one. So I think that one is just slept on. I was thinking I might need to redo the colors on it, like make dark silver for some of the accents, and then maybe even do the bars as like a translucent green or red, almost like it's an energy bar, you know, keeping the villains in there.
I think that looks good. I mean, like I didn't even
Well,
realize
the silver, right? That's what I thought too. And that's why I have this thing listed for $80 only. Only one has sold. And I put it at that price thinking like, man, people are going to buy like 4 of these at a time. And nobody has done that yet. So, but it's okay, you know. But yeah, it's slept on. This is such an amazing thing. It's not massive, but you know, it stays like this. You could have 4 or 5 of them, you know, next to each other if you wanted, and have a huge long cell scene. And you know, I think about that stuff when I make them.
Yeah.
Or
KJ Smith,
you know,
damn it! Now I have a cell in my cart.
oh no. Okay. They're cool. I mean, if you like them, I like them too. And I like them all silver like that. Like, I felt like that was such a cool thing. So I tried to make it as cheap as I could. I did it one color. And I was like, man, this is sweet. You know, this will really let people build up something huge over time. And they can just keep adding to it if they want. And, you know, the shield pack was just coming out too, the 3-pack. And I was like, man, that's perfect. But only one sold, so I was like, oh, maybe it's not so cool, you know. I don't know.
You could do some real cool stuff with like even like Batman villains and stuff, and like have Batman looking in on them or something. Like it's got a lot of use that could be done with it. It's a very, very nice piece.
Yeah. Speaking of Batman, one of the earlier things that I talked to Innovation about was getting a remake of the animated series Batcave. You know, the one they put out a long time ago and they took it away. Well, they didn't take it away. It was out for a limited time. People bought it, and you know, now it's like $600 or something crazy.
I wouldn't doubt that McFarlane's going to re-release that at some point in time.
That's another thing we said. I said, man, maybe we shouldn't make this because you know he's going to just re-release it. He's been doing that with everything. And while I'm sure some collectors hate that, personally, I don't have those figures. I stopped collecting DC back before McFarlane got it because they were just such dog shit figures. You know, you'd have the joints breaking all the time. They didn't use good plastic, and it really plagued the DC figures for a long time. And you know, people can talk shit about McFarlane all day, like, man, you know, he's a statue maker, this and that. That guy has improved so much in the last 3 to 5 years, more than any other toy company, hands down. I mean, this guy went from making statues to starting to include articulation to now having the good articulation and some accessories. I mean,
good capes with wire in them.
And capes with wiring, man. And they are good capes too. They are thick. You can't see them through them. They're not like the early ones. The only new cape I got so far is that year 1 Batman in here. But man, that cape is a $20 cape right there, you know? And man, I was blown away when I got that in hand, you know, because the pictures don't really do it justice. That thing is better than the Mafex cape, you know? It's thicker. It's just better. I don't know, though. Everything is good about it. So yeah, man, McFarlane is killing it. I'm very happy that DC figures finally have some justice for him, you know. And it's dope that he's re-releasing stuff and coming out with new stuff and everything. And I'm happy for that.
Yeah.
And he keeps the price down. And there's one more thing I forgot to mention is the Todd father really keeps figures collectible. Okay, now if it's a motherfucker, I hate this. I hate it. It makes me so angry. I can't find that Wonder Woman anywhere. I can't find classic Wonder Woman anywhere. I can't find classic Flash anywhere. But I got the Superman. I got Batman. I now got Aquaman. I got Green Lantern, but no Wonder Woman. You know, so
Man,
that
was
really
selling a classic Flash for like $10 the other day at a toy show.
Oh my God.
That would be insane because he's $100 on Evil Bay. So if you go check on there, he's $100. And I'm not talking about the birth of DC Wally West Flash. I'm talking about the Barry Allen Cyborg Build-A-Figure one. He is up there, man.
Yeah.
And it is insane. But McFarlane is really making some of these figures so scarce, and he's doing ratty things like putting out the Christian Bale Batman, the main version with Christian Bale's head. Like, people want Batman. We want Batman figure. We don't want the unmasked version. That should be the special one. So he's doing ratty stuff like that. But at the same time, he's keeping figures very valuable, you know, for true collectors like us who buy things and keep them in the package forever. You know what I mean? and have the old Black Series in the old boxes, or have the old Marvel Legends, you know, Scarlet Spider and fucking Pizza Spider-Man, all that shit, you know? So he's really doing something great in regards to collecting figures. Because if you found that figure in the wild, whoo, you got that thrill of figure hunting again. It changes everything, you know? Hallelujah. Holy shit. You know, it's crazy, right? So and that's the one upside to it all, you know, to the ratty shit that he does. So
and he's making some of the best it's one of the best ideas ever by jokerizing stuff. I love the jokerized stuff. It's great. It's so stupid it's great. Like it just like I'm like, oh, this is great. I love it.
Personally, I never would get it, but I see it and I appreciate it too, because there are people that collect only Joker stuff. Could you imagine if Marvel did Spider-Man stuff, everything, you know?
Oh,
that shit would sell like hotcakes. Spider-Man Wolverine, Spider-Hulk, Spider-Venom, you know? I mean, even, you know, it's stuff that don't even make sense or is funny, but it would go crazy. So, you know,
spiderized.
I think Todd, he's got DC fans feeling pretty good, and I'm proud of that, you know? I don't really pick a side. I have tons of Marvel Legends, but I love DC stuff too, you know, so I don't pick a side.
Yeah. So maybe
I just want cool
trade
collectibles.
Maybe this boy said he'll trade you a roof for a Flash.
A roof for a Flash?
Yeah, for that classic Flash figure.
Yeah, okay. They're about the same price, huh? That's crazy. Yeah, no, I would do that trade in a heartbeat. I would. Before Innovation told me, he's like, yeah, you can sell these. I would post it up. I was like, bro, I would trade anybody one of these thrones for a Mafex Batman. You know, just thinking, I can't sell it, but I'll trade that shit. You know, so I was out there trying to hustle like that. But
there you go, man, Beast Boy. Send the DM, man, Beast Boy.
Send the DM, go on the gram, send the pics. Is it still in the box? Is it minty? I want to know. You know.
So we're just about out of time, but what do you have lined up? I saw that you have those storefronts, and you did show the sewers. What do you have?
Okay, so you wanna know about future stuff that we got coming up? Okay, let me see here if I got a picture on the computer or something. All right, so future stuff coming up here. I don't think anything, man. Okay, so right here we got this. This is just a little seat here with the tile background. Nothing too crazy, but you know, you might get a little idea what we got there. Let me scroll up and find something. Okay. And this one is super small, but this will give you an idea. And we are definitely going to have some kind of sub cart on, you know, to go with this as well. So this is a subway setup we're hoping to do. This is going to be a little bit down the line. Let me see. We're going to do the top part of that too, though, like at street level. Let me find it. And that will be cool with people, for people that just have like a basic street already, you know, you want to take the subway and just pop that on there, you know. So we're going to have that on there pretty soon, hopefully. And I'll print that all in the exact colors. I don't think I'll paint that. I'll probably print that in the colors because it's just so vibrant and clean.
Yeah.
We have an updated version of the Fantastic Car. I actually might have it on here loaded. No, I don't have it loaded yet, but we do have a new version of the Fantastic Car, and it's just slightly thinner in. Probably about to like right here, I would say. The silver would be the new car outline, the outline of that. So it's just slightly smaller, thinner, and there's more changes to like where, you know, little details are added on without a ton of time being put on there. So that is a thing. Also, these full buildings are not textured, but I just got the textured version of them last night. Like if you get right on them, they're very clean, which is okay. That's like the NECA street scene or something. It's just very plain and normal. Painted up, it will look good. It will look good, but with the texture, it will look way better. For the bottom parts here, we're going to have a house entrance. So I'm going to put this up here solo too. So not only as a huge building. So if you did buy a roof, you can set it on top of there. Nice. But the one thing I can't guarantee is that the colors will match up perfect. I'm going to try to make everything, the same all the way through with the exact colors. But when you're dry brushing stuff, sometimes one color can overpower the other. You know what I mean? So you might get a little bright area here and a dark area here. And, but I'm going to try to make it as close as I can.
Yeah.
But we'll have this here, and this has windows with bars on it. I would like to have a fence thing right here, and then like some kind of like attic looking window here, or whatever you call them, basement.
78
that's for that one.
Has a question. He's wondering about the fire escape. Is that included in the, or is that in the newer one?
On the newer ones, it will be on there. Okay. For the texture one, at the time right now, I didn't have that for this rooftop diorama. So this is a completely different thing, but I'm still going to put these lower levels on there for people who just want to still stack the other ones on top, or some people just might want only the store. You know what I mean? This here is transparent, so if I put a light behind there, this would all glow really nice. But the real diorama artists, they would have clear plastic from like a toy wrap or something put in there with little signs and shit for the store and everything all throughout there. And I'm going to do that on here. But this will help me make the part for it. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
Right.
So, and this is something that is already printed. My brother says I can make this clearer, but I haven't looked into it, by printing it or whatever. But, just plastic wrap I would put on there for that, and then decorate it with all the signs and everything. So when this building goes up, I think the most expensive thing that I'm selling right now is the double four corners, so it's the one roof, it's the double piece. 4 corners. I think that's $550 with the water tower and the doorway set.
Yeah.
This whole building like this with the fire escape, I'm aiming at probably, like $650-ish. Probably that's the next jump up. I know it's rough, but yeah, like each section, probably like, the $100 type thing added on with, whatever is going with it. And, or, when I say section, I mean, corners or whatever. That's how it is on the thing now.
Right.
And so while it's up there, if you think about it, some people selling $600 dioramas is going to be much smaller. It's really up to you if you want, the whole thing like this. This thing is tall. Let me see if I got a ruler around here. I should. It's tall. I think it's don't actually know. I can't remember. I did measure it up before. It's big, man. I don't know, 3.5 foot, 4 foot maybe, but it's up there. And but yeah, that's my goal for these kind of buildings. Will be like $600 to $700 range within there, and something like this for me to ship out. The shipping I include in that price too, so people know.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, the $550. If you go look on my thing, all of them high listings all say free shipping, because at the time I didn't know what the shipping was, and I figured I was going to get killed on it. But going to UPS, it's really not crazy, So I estimate something like this will be anywhere from $75 to $100 shipped, anywhere in the US roughly. So that's not too crazy to me,
No,
so that
not at
chunks it off right off the top for, whatever I'm making. There won't be no shipping tacked on there or anything. What I set it as, it'll be free shipping. So
That's awesome.
That's way awesome. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
a deal.
Count me in.
I
For one of
was
those,
stressing about it yesterday, I tell you, but I got to the place. It was so easy. I talked to the lady for a while and everything, and she was like, "Oh, $65." I was like, "What?" I was like, "Oh my God, that's amazing." I wanted to like pick her up and give her a hug, like bear hug or something, but I was blown away. Like I couldn't believe it. I was so happy. And I was like, man, that's just killing it, man. So that really makes it easy for me to get dope shit out there that's huge for relatively cheap,
Hell
because as I'm going up, I'm going to be expanding. I'm constantly expanding. I mean, we're what is the month right now? I'm
July.
sorry. I don't.
July.
What is that? The 5, 6? Is it the 6th month? The 5th month? 6th month? 7th month.
Yeah.
The 7th month. So we're 7 months in of doing the printer thing. And I started with one in January. Then I got, another one. And then I got another one. And then I bought 3 at a time. Then I bought 5 at a time, And so, I mean, I will buy more so I can produce stuff so quick, as it grows.
Yeah.
And hopefully have a helper or two around here that will help me paint the things, how I see fit. At least do the easy painting for me, like paint everything black, get it all black for me and ready for me to go, prime it for me, get it good, and we'll be good to go. And that would help me tremendously, So I'm looking for artists like that in my area. I already reached out to people I know. So hopefully it will be all good. And my workspace is going to expand too. I already talked to my carpenter buddy about redoing my whole garage, taking out the garage door, putting a wall there so I can put all this 3D stuff out there because it takes over my life. I mean, it's everywhere, and it's in this house. It's just my brother and I, but it's everywhere, 3D printed stuff here. 3D printed stuff here, 3D printed stuff here. I mean, it's fucked up, So I get up to go pee at night and I step on something 3D printed, and it's like a Lego or something. It's like I'm living in hell, but I love it at the same time because it's like, man, it's the gift and the curse. Like, I don't know,
Steve Morrow says, so you're collecting printers too.
I guess I'm collecting printers too. No, since bamboo printers, I am collecting printers now. Yeah. My first printer was an Elegoo resin printer, and it didn't do what I needed it to do. It was like maybe you could print something 8 inches high, 6 inches across, 4 inches deep. So, you'd have that rectangle space to build something in. And it was dope, for windows or like little accessories and stuff like that. But when you get into these printers here, when you get into bamboo printers, it's insane. Okay, so these are some windows that just got done here. And you see how those slid right off? That's because this plate, when it cools off, the build will come right off. This one stopped here because this one is out of filament. So we'll just put some more on there and it will keep going. This is a doorway set right here. I mean, look at this thing. This is going to stay on there because, until it breaks off like that.
Yeah.
Well, there we go here. So we got the top part of there. Here's the door too. Look at this. I mean, you can't see no lines on here because it's printed flat down. And even if it was printed up, I mean, these things print at 2 millimeters, 0.2 millimeters. You can barely see the line. It's insane. So something like that. Let me show you guys these. I threw these on last night just because I was getting so far ahead with the projects. I was like, man, I can do these too.
So the printers that you would recommend would be bamboo.
Bamboo, 110%. If you want to do cool shit like this, real easy, go buy a bamboo printer. Buy the P1S. That's this one right here. That's what all these one are. Yeah. P1S is this one at the end, this gray one. This is the X1 carbon. And what it is, it has a carbon shell on it. So this is carbon on here. It's completely unnecessary. It also has this screen here. Complete, we're done. Close, whatever. And that's all good. You got, you got a touch screen pretty much. On the P1S, it's more, you got a little rinky dinky screen. You do everything from your phone though, and even if you wanted to reprint something, it's still in this menu here. You just got to go down to the side, pick the little picture of the file, and then it tells you everything you already did. So in the catch right there, got the damaged roof on there. Mm-hmm. It's super easy. You don't need this heaviness or this screen. It adds nothing but an extra $500 to the whole mix. Oh, so this thing, P1S, that's after I got the first two. I knew that one was the best, and that's what I got for all of them. It's the same exact stat-wise. If you put in the G code, which is like the slice code, from that one into these ones, it will all work the same. So, nice. But yeah, these are just pumping out floors right here. You can see these are floors, this part. And then some windows and some doors. And then these are the fences right here. See that thing working, and it goes fast, man. I mean, you might see it going now. It's okay, but man, this thing will start shaking the whole table like a damn earthquake.
Damn,
it goes crazy, man. It goes crazy fast. These are some of the fastest printers in the world too. So, well, I was gonna show you these things I printed yesterday. My bad. Hold on. So, I'll find out where I put them. Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, I was just thinking. I have this I don't know, it's not Anubis, but it's another Egyptian god. I have Anubis in my case over here, and he's one of those Bison figures. Have you ever messed around with one of those? Mm-hmm. Okay, they're really good, honestly. I've had them for a long time. They never deteriorated or anything, and they were doing Egyptian gods, so I've been buying those. But I was thinking, like, man, I need some cool props for them. So I went on to Cults, which is the website you buy files, and I bought a few things, some obelisks and things. But look at the detail on there. Do you see the hieroglyphs and everything?
Yeah.
You see? Okay, so like right there in that raw form, that don't look like much. But when that's painted, all that detail is going to come out real big time.
When you do the dry brush, you'll definitely...
The dry brush will bring it out, even if it's a soft detail. And this too, that's like the maximum height of something you could print in there. Because I just sized it up until it wouldn't go no further, But something like that, if you wanted cool accessories overnight, you have cool stuff being printed out.
That's cool.
And anything with texture is going to show up. Now, most people, when they buy printers like this, they'll just print everything in color. Just like the Doom Throne, put the colors in the top and let it run. And that's cool, but that gives you that really clean, normal look. And when you paint it black first and then you go and dry brush, it just brings out so much detail and amazing everything in it. So,
yeah, that's really cool.
Heck yeah.
All right.
Well, yeah, thank you guys for having me on here. I know I talked your ear off so much. Thank you guys for telling everybody about the store. I really appreciate that. If you guys need anything, just hit me up in the DM. If you got a project that's not been created, let me know. You know what I mean? If you think about something like, man, Blocky, if we could get something like this, I will work hard to get it made. I really support the action figure photography community as much as I can, man. I love them. I love all the different groups and everything. I started because of ACBA, and Boog and Owl Figures and everything. Mm-hmm. And it was so cool when Boog posted on my Instagram, he found me after I've been watching him for 10 years or whatever. And he just did the thumbs up and I replied, "What do you want, Boog? Anything you want, bro. And what do you want?" And he sent me a message. He said, "I was looking at that Kang throne, but the Magneto throne is pretty cool too." I packed him up a Sentinel head, the Magneto throne, 2 Doctor Doom thrones in different colors, an Xavier chair. I sent him like the complete package. I was like, "Go ahead, bro, just enjoy."
That's awesome.
And man, it feels good to be able to do that, you know, for my friends and people that I've looked up to for so long, you know, because I've sent a ton of stuff to my friends too, you know, and it's just sweet, you know, being able to do something like that. And yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
So everybody could follow you at Toy.Blocks, right? On Instagram.
Yeah, at Toy.Blocks on Instagram, yep. And also on YouTube. For a while, I was doing figure reviews and everything. I have a ton of shorts and stuff, but as the 3D printing part of it started to get just crazy, I have not had time to review any figures, you know, let alone I can't even barely open them right now just because of so much stuff. But it's okay, you know, because eventually I'll make time for it and I'll go through what I've been buying and everything. And the mountain will get cleared in there. You seen that fucking pile, right?
Yeah.
Jesus, man. Oh my God. So much good stuff in there. But, you know, it's just like, whatever. I'm dealing with it.
And then also your Etsy store.
My Etsy store is just Toy.Blocks.store. And if you're in the US, that'll take you to my end. If you're international, that'll take you to my brother's end. My brother's end only has about 2 or 3 things listed at the time, but he'll get more stuff over the month. You know, his printers, I told him, you are responsible for producing these things, you know, so I'm not mailing you my stuff. You're going to make that shit. So he's on the come up.
Nice.
And Cheynee, what do you got going on?
We got They're Not Dolls tomorrow night.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna be hanging out and talking. We also have, you know, the Instagram, Toy Migos Instagram, Toy Migos YouTube as well. I forget because I only stream on my channel. Oh yeah. So yeah, go head over there, check that out if you have not already. Yeah, Tuesdays we have Chat Migos Assemble. Thursdays They're Not Dolls. Toy Migos Instagram, Toy Migos Facebook, Toy Migos Discord, the whole shebang. We're just gearing up for Comic-Con, honestly. Just gearing up for SDCC. I mean, we're 2 weeks out. It's here. Like it's right there.
Take pictures, man. I want to see the dioramas that are there so I know what I need to match, because honestly, I do want to start going to conventions and setting up a booth, but with a massive diorama display, and then sell the stuff that I offer, you know, and then even offer the buildings up as the convention comes to an end. Like, oh, you want to buy that piece? Sure. You know, take it home, whatever.
Yeah.
So I do want to get into that and everything. And that would be dope. Starting with Florida cons like Tampa Bay Comic-Con and Orlando and everything. They got some good ones.
Yeah. And then you can work your way out and, you know, maybe do Legion's Con, do those bigger cons, you know.
Yeah, scout it out for me. I want to know what they got. So take the pictures. So let me see, please.
Heck yeah.
And so tomorrow I will be on Kevin's show toying around on the Enablers. And next week, Jshot should be back. So he'll be bringing that crackhead energy that he always does every week. But thank you, Toy.Blocks, Cheynee. Thank you guys for coming on the show.
Thanks for having me, man.
Yeah, thank you for having me. It's nice to meet you, Cheynee.
Likewise.
Nice to officially meet you today and talk in person. Thank you, everybody in the chat, man. Beast Boy, 78 points of articulation, KJ, everybody. Thank you guys for coming through. Really appreciate it. Thank you for all the support. I feel blessed. And if you need anything, let me know. I try to answer all my DMs, even though I get a ton of them. It might take a few days. But I will get back to you. You know, if you're wondering how much something costs, or just check the store, you know, please. But thank you. Yeah, I do appreciate it. Thank you.
All right. Thanks, guys. Later.